Assalamualaikum. Welcome to today's maths lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn all about quarter past. At the end of this lesson, we will recall telling the time to the nearest hour or half hour. We will identify the different intervals on a clock and tell the time to the nearest quarter of an hour using digital and analog clock. For this lesson, we will need the words time, hour, minutes, quarter, and past. Let us recap telling the time to on the half hour. There are 30 minutes in half an hour. When 30 minutes pass the hour, we say it is half past the hour. Here we can see that 30 minutes is half of the 12. So when the minute hand is on the 6, it is half past the hour. If we look at this clock, we have half past 1 because the hour hand is in between the 1 and the 2. When we look at the digital clock, the first two numbers are the hours and the second two numbers are the minutes. So digital clocks show us the hour and the minute. The hours and the minutes are separated by a colon, which is 2 dots over here. The hour is always before the colon and the minutes are always after the colon. So this clock is showing us that it is half past 1. Here we're going to tell the time. Now, when we're telling the time, a clock face is a full circle which is made up of 4 quarters. So what this means is we can break up our circle into 4 equal parts. We have 1 quarter over here and each quarter is 15 minutes. Now, if we remember how we count in 5s to get 60 minutes on each number. So by number 1 it's 5 minutes, number 2 is 10 minutes, so number 3 is 15 minutes. So by the time the minute hand reaches the 3, it is a quarter. So there are 15 minutes in a quarter of an hour. Now, when we tell the time, we either say it's past or to the hour. So quarter to or quarter past. Here in this clock here, the long hand is pointing at the 3. This means it is quarter past or 15 minutes past the hour. The short hand is just a little after the 4. So we can say that it is quarter past 4 because it's just a little over the 4. Now let's look at this clock over here. What is the time on this clock? If you've guessed that the time is quarter past 9, well done. Now we can change the numbers on the digital clock to help us find the answer as well. That our hours would go to 9 and here over here we would change this to 15. Our minutes would be 15 because 15 minutes have passed. Let's look at this one over here. What is the time on the analog clock that you can see? If you've guessed that the time is quarter past 4, excellent, well done. Now we need to write this on a digital clock. So we would put our hour as 4 and our minutes, because it's quarter past, we would put 15 minutes. So our hour is 4 and 15 minutes past the hour. Let's take a look at this example. Can you guess what time is on the clock now? If you've guessed that the time is 3:15, you are correct. Well done. Now we need to change the time on the digital clock. If you've guessed that our hour would be 3 and our minute would be 15, well done. You are a star. Now, let's have a look at these 3 clocks. Which of these clocks show the time 6:15? If you've guessed that the first clock shows 6:15, you are correct. Well done. Now let's look at how well do you know time. How many minutes are there in an hour? If you've guessed that there are 60 minutes in an hour, super job, well done. How many minutes are there in quarter of an hour? If you've guessed that there are 15 minutes, super job, excellent. How many minutes are there in half an hour? If you've guessed there are 30 minutes, wow, you've got this. We have now come to the end of today's lesson. I hope you all enjoyed it. Assalamu alaikum.